Hello, Misa. Good morning. Today I'm gonna be doing my presentation, my presentation about my past habits, about what I used to be, what I used to do in the past. So first, I would like to start and paying attention, spotting this part of my life that is at a school. At school, I used to study at normal school. I used to be healthier than I am now, and I used to practice a lot of sports. I in my age of 15, 16 years old, I used to practice a lot of football. But in this case, I have two pictures of me and my volleyball team winning a trophy, the third place trophy. And for me, it was amazing because that was the first year that the normal school won a trophy in the men's category. The women have been always winning trophies. They even won the first place in that year, but we won the third place. But we were so proud of us because it is something like strange to believe, but we didn't practice together in any time. We arrived to the matches, and then when we were playing, we were practicing. This is a picture of me. This is a very famous dance that the men have to do for the women. So we used to dress well. This is like a tradition, but we used to dress in like women's clothes, right? But in that year, the principal that didn't allow us to dress that kind of clothes. So we gotta dance in that way. But trust me, teacher, the dance that we prepared was totally embarrassing. This is my family. This is my parents, principal. And here, this photo, I love this photo because I have been studying here at Santo Tomas University for almost 3 years. And that was the first year that my mom could drop me to the university. She had the opportunity to meet the university. And one important point is that my mom just could reach the high school grade, and then she couldn't study something else, not even in a technique or going to an university. So that was a very special moment for us. This was when I was preparing for a diploma in developing strategies and techniques for teaching English. This was when I got graduating from 11th grade, and this is from one of my best places in the world that I love the most is in Zapatoca. I think Zapatoca is the most beautiful town here in Colombia, but most of the people are gonna be bad. I'm gonna be wrong because they're gonna say no. There are others, but in my case, paying attention to the picture about all the towns that already exist in Colombia, this is one of the most beautiful. It maintains its essence. I don't know if you got what I mean. And a little thought about my work. Nowadays, I'm a teacher of a public school. I participate in the teachers contest, and I had the opportunity of one. And here I have 30 students, but just for one grade. This is fourth grade, and I mentioned this because in this picture here was my first opportunity of work. This was my first job. It was in the countryside of Barrancabermeja. I was working as a rural teacher, and I don't know if you have ever heard about this, but we were working with the Escuela Nueva model. It was so difficult because we have for students from first grade to fifth grade in just one classroom, so you have to develop almost five different lesson class for one day. And when the students of first grade are doing something, the students of second grade gotta be doing something else, and the third grade gotta be doing something different. The idea is that they cannot be just like having the same class together. There were some moments that you can try to combine the lessons class because it's one topic that is so familiar or is common for all of the groups, but the difficulties are varying according to each grade. But that didn't happen all the time. Also, I was working as an English teacher with this A1 students level in practice. This is an academy that I love so much because it brought me the opportunity of work and develop my skills as an English teacher. That is something that I want the most because I really want to be an English teacher, and I didn't used to have the opportunity of practicing because here in the public school, in the public sector of education, I'm a normalist, so I have to work in science, in Spanish, in math, in biology, but I didn't have the opportunity to spend my time working in English. And even with the kids, the English is not something that you use the most in the class, right? Well, this is me nowadays. The pictures that I was talking you in a forest there in Zapatoca. This is me in the last month of the year in my work. A photo of me in practice. And now let's gonna talk about the challenges that I have to face out. And in this picture is so confidential, it's so personal for me because that was the first year that I went to Bogota, and I don't well you already know that the height in Bogota, the hate in Bogota is so high, and sometimes it gets difficult for breathing for some people, and that was that happened to me. That was the first year that I discovered that I was asthmatic, and it's so strange because I remember my childhood as if I was the most healthy people in the world, but I don't know what happened in that moment. This was a photo in a hospital. I By the way, I traveled alone. I wasn't with my mom. I was with my aunt. Then my mom got to travel almost 9 hours to Bogota to visit me because I was so bad. Even in one moment, I remember that I fell asleep, and the people in the hospital thought that I was in coma. But I was so tired of trying to breathe in because you were breathing like if you cannot take the enough air, enough oxygen for your lungs, it was so difficult. This was when I was graduated from normal school as a teacher, as a primary teacher, and that was one of my teachers that told me like, hey, you know what, you are capable for this, you are able to develop this profession. Because I used to think, I used to underestimate myself in my classes because I was studying with girls, and most of the times in this profession, the girls tend to use the things better than us as a man. And I try to do something different. I'm trying to spot a point where you can say, hey, you know what? The men can also do something different, something good, something excellent, something that is attractive for the students. And that teacher told me that teacher told me that I was perfectly able, perfectly capable of developing this kind of activities. This was when I broke my arm when I was 9 years old. And if you notice, teacher, that happens 1 year before then this happens. So it was so difficult. My childhood was so marked by different kind of events that make part of my life. And the last one is my personality. This is a picture when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, sorry. And since all my life, since I have memory, I have been always in love with playing the guitar. This instrument is like something that is part of my life. Even I have a new guitar that is the one that is in the picture. I have it here. This guitar is different from the other ones that I have because this is an electroacoustic guitar, and I have always trying to practice to play the guitar. And nowadays, I can say that I'm so proud of me because I learned it by myself. I spent hours, I spent afternoons practicing the guitar because it is no easy, and I had nobody to teach me or to tell me like, you know what, I can give you like a guide about how to play the guitar, or I can take you to an academy for you to practice with a teacher face to face and try to improve your abilities. I did it by myself. So I can say that since always I have been I'm like a master in learning by myself, and that was so I'm so proud of me because that achievement. Then this picture in the, at the National Stadium, and also that was years before. And here in this photo, I was still in the National Stadium, but I was in a concert of my favorite boy band that is here in Colombia, and it's Morat. And teacher, I'm so sorry because I stayed for my time. I try to do as fast as possible. Thank you so much and for your attention.